because I'm not leaving this stream up on my main channel. Okay. It's going to be on my Cookie Monster Cyber Rockstar Memoirs channel. Okay. So when I said that this bitch was a teen mom that got up here, presented herself as this accomplished woman that was supposedly a personal accountant, right? Only for it to come out that the bitch was basically a teen mom, and that your children were born out of wedlock, both of them, and they don't have the same father. The other thing is that why are you going around why are you going around doing commentary on Polite when you at one time, that very address that was exposed, you shared with a registered sex offender. There was a registered sex offender that was related, that is listed in Chicago in the Cook County court records as a sexual predator that you shared an address with, that's related to your husband. Why don't you give commentary on that? Whenever you were called to the carpet to ask how were you sharing a residence with a registered sex offender at an address with your force listed as a sexual predator, and his victims, according to the court records, were minors. Anytime you were called to the carpet on that, you ran to your platform and deflected, trying to make it seem as if people weren't empathetic and sympathetic about your relative that had been sexually assaulted, when that's a bunch of shit. Because if you cared about sexual assault victims, including the alleged sexual assault victims, you wouldn't have given Neon Eye's name to Super Sly 75. Do I need to pull the footage of you doing that? So when it's said and done, nobody was a bitch. Okay? There's nothing that has come out about this bitch that isn't factual. When I called her a scammer, that's because I seen proof that she was a scammer. Her and Taz both. They were both going to the same payday loan companies. In order to qualify for those loans, the rule of thumb that applies to renting or leasing properties and apartments, that same rule of thumb applies. It applies when you go to apply for credit for an automobile. They want you to be earning at least three times the amount of the monthly payment. So therefore, you have never offered an explanation as to why you told Bayou Bunny that if she needed documents, that Taz could create them. You've never offered an explanation for why you would text her that, as you were sending her to the loan company in her respective state to apply for the loan that you thought she was going to give to you. See, you're going through all of this deflection and all of this bullshit. No, bitch, we're dealing with receipts. We're dealing with facts. Yes, Nicole Smith is a popular name. However, not Nicole Yvette Smith. Not Nicole Yvette Chu Smith. That is your middle name. And I know that's your middle name because you showed me a copy or according to the name that you gave me. You showed me a copy of your social security card, which I don't believe by any stretch of the imagination was real. But that's the name that you had on the bogus documents. So while she's up here telling people her children born out of wedlock, this is a paternity suit. The petition to establish paternity. So therefore, your children, and according to the divorce that your husband filed against you, pro se, you didn't have any children with your husband because that's listed on the divorce decree, that there are no minor children involved. This is one of the men that a DNA test was requested for. It says right here, it's a petition to establish parentage. There's your maiden name, meaning that at the time that this petition was originally filed, you were not married. And that's the defendant's name, the alleged father's name. Okay? So your children were not born out of wedlock. But you got up here and presented yourself as a woman that was a military. Nobody knew initially that you and Taz were in a relationship. And that includes Uppity Unicorn, right? Now you can lie and say, well, that's not me. That's a popular name. Well, it may be a popular name, right? When it comes to your records, that may be true. But you see this here? See that Nicole D. Smith? That's somebody else. You see this here with the landlord of Alan Anderson versus Nicole Allen? Well, what happened when I clicked on that link? What happened when I clicked on that link was that there was an AKA of Nicole Smith. And it's an eviction. So I'm trying to figure out what did I lie about? Did I lie about the payday loans that you and Taz were taking out that you never repaid? But see, they have the mentality, it'll be the mindset of, oh, that was just, that was the white, we took the white man. Okay, well, somebody has to pay for that. The taxpayers generally pay for that. And all it does is make it more difficult if somebody should need a payday loan that actually qualifies for it to actually get one because of scammers. That's called a scam. When you were asked about the women that purchased wigs from you on Facebook, that you duped out of their money, have you shown proof that you gave those women their money for those wigs? Now, am I lying about the scams? Am I lying about the scams? Okay, well, let's check it out. Let's see. I'm gonna close out for a second. Just hold up. Let me let y'all see this. I'm going to hold up as much, okay? Didn't get any bigger. That's because I got up anymore. Okay, you see right down here. Okay, Nicole Allen. She was using the last name Allen. And on the actual document, it's listed as that. I'll show you. It's listed as Nicole Smith. So that is in fact her. Now, is that an isolated incident? No, it's not an isolated. Somebody can fall on financial struggle. It's indicative of a pattern. Eviction after eviction after eviction after eviction. Nobody's lying on this broad. The fact of the matter is, why would you be properties? If you own rental properties, if you own properties, why would you be renting properties? If you and Taz own properties, why would Taz have multiple evictions? Which is what Suge exposed. Suge was the first person to find out that you all were in Mexico with Gas Life. Suge was the first to find out that you left Chicago on an eviction that you denied for months after months after months. What you were telling me is that properties that were on Angry Man's Discord, you were alleging that they were your rental properties. That was a lie. You don't have any rental properties. I've never talked to you, and we had countless conversations where you and Taz were ever at home. You were always at an extended stay hotel or at your mother's or at your grandmother's. I have been on the phone in conversations with you, and Taz has come into the room and told you that your grandmother continued to bust into the room while he was live streaming. Did I lie about the fact that you left Mexico owing the landlord money when you got up here and scammed your subs and said we had to leave Mexico because of the fires? You lied to me and told me that you didn't leave owing the landlord money. However, I seen receipts because Cass was still in communication with the landlord. And she sent me the screenshots between her and the landlord in Mexico that you never gave him the money, that you deceived him and told him, as you did me, that you had sent the money and you never did. Lie after lie after lie after lie. And what these content creators expect you to do is to come out here and, despite the things that come to your knowledge about their lies, to continue to lie to people in order to be with the popular crowd. You're under, what obligation are you under to do that? The only people that would do that are the motherfuckers that don't have any integrity. Okay? Was I lying when I said you and Taz were both going to payday loan companies, borrowing thousands of dollars during the time, right? Was I lying? Taz didn't go to this same company and take out a loan. and not repay it. This is a lawsuit. It's a judgment that the company that you got the money from, much like the company that you sent Bayou Bunny to down there in Oklahoma. This is a payday loan company. Taz went to the same company, took out a loan for that. If you have residual income from rental properties, if you are a certified personal accountant, what type of certified personal accountant goes to a payday loan company with those astronomical interest fees? Who does that? What type of certified personal accountant is staying in extended stay motels as opposed to an apartment or house? Even if they are renting, who does that? Isn't it their profession to keep track of money, to do numbers? So not only, what type of certified personal accountant? So not only am I going to go and then fuck up my credit by not paying the company back, and this is a lawsuit, right? Because they had to sue you. And then advise your man to go and do the same thing at the same company. How were you qualifying for these loans? That would be the question. Especially when you were meeting the qualifications for loans as you were defaulting on paying back loans that you had already taken out. How were you managing that? So as a certified personal accountant, her advice was to not only for her to go and take out a payday loan, but baby, you go take one out too. And as a matter of fact, we're not going to pay them back. And we're going to wash, rinse, and repeat and go to another payday loan company and do the same goddamn thing. And then go to Vegas and do the same goddamn thing. Oh, yeah. So again, bitch, where is the lie? And I don't want anybody, I'm not talking about the people that are new. I don't want any of the old, the motherfuckers that have been around to say, oh, well, she won't. No, I'm not fucking with that bitch. She is fucking with me. Every time I get into a fucking beef, she doesn't accidentally end up there with my fucking enemies. That's not by accident. When do you hear me mention this bitch? When do you hear me talk about this broad? No matter how many times I have taken and put the videos on private and said, listen, this is a done thing. I'm done with the situation. I just want to move on. It's a lesson learned. And just to be more careful. Only to have this bitch, her and China, every fucking where I go. The same way they used to stalk people. Listen, and it was to the point to where I don't, when I'm not on YouTube, I don't like for people to send me things. These bitches do nothing from the time they open their fucking eyeballs but watch other YouTubers, whether they're doing it from the clouds or whether they're doing it from troll accounts. stalk what their moderators are doing, who their moderators are associating with. This is the reason why the bitch was behind the scenes doxing our moderators. They would do shit like, because they had wrenches on my channel, block the people. But because they didn't want to deal with the backlash from them taking their wrench on her and Taz's channel, they would come to my channel and block people. Or they are sociopathic fucking seed planters. All these bitches do is plant seeds. I don't do the whole, oh, I don't like her, so I don't want you to like her. Listen, if you think that shit is normal and you're talking about grown ass women in their 40s, in their 50s, I'm sorry, it's not. It's juvenile fucking behavior, but they want to talk about what's immature. It's juvenile behavior to create a troll account and to come into somebody's chat room and fuck with them when they aren't fucking with you. That's juvenile behavior. It's juvenile behavior not to be able to move on. If you fall out with somebody, you don't get along, for whatever happened, you part ways, that should be that. Why are these bitches running around still stalking me after a fucking year? But telling people I'm the goddamn what? I don't mention your name, bitch. At the end of the fucking day, when I rebuilt my channel, I had a completely new, different audience. As a matter of fact, my numbers fell off. I would watch my numbers dip whenever I would start talking about this bitch. Her and China. That's the reason why I stopped doing it. What was the benefit? People were acting like I wasn't sitting up there. Listen, I would spend hours on hours on hours showing people, listen, I'm not lying on this broad. Everything this woman told me was a fucking lie. She created this whole facade and persona of who Nylah says was. Everything Suge had been saying about these motherfuckers, from the fact that they were homeless to the fact that they had been evicted. She told me Bayou Bunny offered her that money. Then I see a loan statement that you signed an agreement asking her for the fucking money. Who the fuck asked their moderator that you've never met before for $8,000? So it's one of two things. Either the bitch was in on the scam with you, or either you were basically having one of your moderators go to a payday loan company, take out money that you never intended to pay, so that you could use that money in part to pay for the rest of your cosmetic surgery or your aftercare. It's really just as simple as that. When I showed the receipt last night for the loan agreement, where do y'all think I pulled that out of? Do you think I just pulled that out of my ass? This broad asked one of her moderators for over $8,000. A chick that she never met before. But she gonna sit there and act like somebody's lying about some shit, okay? So you see this, right? Brother Loan and Finance. This is the attorney that's representing this company here. This is your defendant. Now, Yes, Nicole Smith is a common name. However, what is the likelihood of somebody by the name of Shannon Allen, aka Taz Exclusives, going to the same goddamn company, taking out a fucking loan? Is that the only company? No. No. So we got April the 22nd of 2018. This is your certified personal accountant with all the properties. They used to for law firms and all of this kind of stuff, consulting companies. She has a rich daddy that has businesses and all of this stuff like that. As a matter of fact, y'all, she's not even black. She's half Colombian, let her tell it, or some other shit. What race was she saying that mixed with? That she was biracial? She was mixed with Colombian or something? Yeah. Right. And I got a bridge I like to sell you too. Okay. This bitch don't even know who the fuck her daddy is, much less. These bitches kill me with these daddy girl stories. They daddy's girls, but your daddy let you marry a motherfucker that's been convicted, that's been charged with domestic violence that many motherfucking times. But daddy's girls. Half these bitches probably don't even know who the fuck their daddies is. And who the fuck they think the nigga is. Your mama was a hoe. So how the fuck do you know that she told the fucking truth? Okay. Now, if that's an isolated incident, then everything is cool. Then, everybody get money. And go into money. But it makes sense to me that a person that's getting income every month from a property, that they would have to do that. Not once, but multiple times. Not only is she doing it, he's fucking, okay? Keep in mind, those two, I want you to the names of the company. Because what you're going to see is that he went to the same goddamn company and did the same. That's called a fucking scam. They're being sued because they're not paying back the money. Now, is this made up? I'm sorry. Is that made up? So she gets a loan in April. She's right back around in August or sometime and gets another fucking loan for $5,000. The amount that she's being sued for is $5,926.09. There, what's the name of the company? Opportunity Financial, a paid company. Who was the defendant? The same fucking defendant in the last instance. Why is she ducking service? Okay, it's a default. It's a contract complaint. She didn't fulfill her obligation to repay the fucking loan. It's really that simple. It's not fucking rocket science. Here is the attorneys happening to to appeal to the court to serve them by military service because there's no address. There's no address. How are you going to serve a motherfucker with no address? When the last address they were evicted from, how are they going to be served? And for the most part, they had gotten this money and left the country because they moved to Mexico after that. They never intended to pay back this fucking money. Not a red cent of it. Any more than they intended back to pay the money that they intended to borrow from the moderator. This is a 4-page fucking document of the court attempting to serve. Okay? There's no address on record. So here it is. Finally, in March of 2020, the judge allows the company to basically put a judgment against the defendant and go so far as to garnish her fucking wages. Do you think anybody that has these judgments is going to be able to easily lease a place to stay? Because landlords do run credit checks. So the only person that would lease to you with this type of shit on your fucking slumlord. You would think somebody was lying on this bitch. Lies. We're just talking about laws that were in Chicago. Now, did I go live every day and say, oh, well, look, y'all, put her name in titles? Nylah says, Taz exclusives. No, bitch, I don't mention you. But because you know you can't control me like one of your opinions, or your fucking husband, or your so-called husband, your common law husband, your spiritual husband, that nigga that you Nylah ain't tell how her and Taz met. She told me they met through mutual friends. Right, bitch, but you didn't say we're mutual friends in the Facebook group. And that when you met him, he was basically living with a bitch in Ohio that wanted him gone. And that he basically showed up there in Chicago after you had driven to Ohio to fucking, right? While he still had another woman. See, it's always these type of bitches that are always worried about somebody fucking their man. So when you went to Ohio to fucking, after y'all met on Facebook, in the Facebook group, right? Because see, the people from Facebook came over to my platform. The people that y'all had known for 8-9 years came over to my platform and gave us the backstory. And there were a lot of fucking people in this sector that saw and heard all of it. And nonetheless, they acted as if they didn't. So trust and believe me, these motherfuckers aren't interested in receipts. They're interested in being entertained. And I refuse to entertain them. That's not the kind of beef that bitch is going to get out of me. Tell that bitch to drop some receipts for what she's saying. And don't allow that bitch to deflect. Start clicking links and going on panels and asking her questions. See, sometimes the drag and the roast is to get you, it's almost like you throwing a smoke bomb. You detonate a smoke bomb, every motherfucking body's going to be looking in that direction. Just like it wasn't a coincidence when she came out here and pretended, her and Black Woman's Fear, that they were all broken up over Sansa Ray's alleged suicide. Do you think for some reason they didn't know that bitch wasn't dead? You think that was an accident? Yeah. Lazarus the beauty. 6 figures, the spirit of Lazarus around this bitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So moving right along. And I ain't gonna be up here for real for long, y'all. But let's get y'all remember the name of the company? I would do Vegas Gate Uncensored tomorrow, y'all. Bitches want to test, keep testing. And again, this is my back channel. So I'm deleting it on my main. Okay. So yes, I will lose the chat. So here it is. Now, up again. Okay, there it is. That's why I said I'm gonna start. I'm gonna use Zoom. I'm gonna start to use cheaper. And at this point, StreamYard has had a whole year to deal with these glitches, and I'm just, quite frankly, I'm just sick of it. And especially when I share, I only have these problems when I start to share. When I share the screen. Hey Tracy, and I have these issues whether I have my Ethernet plugged in or not. It's almost like, and it's nerve wracking. Hold on. Okay. Now y'all remember the name of the loan company, right? Boom. There you go. Again, that's called a scammer. Because he goes to the same company, Opportunity Financial, the same attorney represents this financial institution. And whose name is that? Taz Exclusives. Is that a coincidence? There are no coincidences like that. So a chick that's talking about she owns rental properties and all of this kind of stuff, and she's a certified personal accountant, and she has a family that has businesses that are politicians and this, that, and all the other. Well, why didn't you go to one of those goddamn politicians in your goddamn family and get a damn loan? And if for whatever reason you couldn't pay the loan back on time, you can make some sort of good faith arrangement and avoid the shit being on your credit report. Am I lying about the eviction? Was Suge lying about the eviction? Because Suge was the first person that exposed that when you all left Chicago before you ended up in Mexico, that you left because you were being evicted. Was I lying about that? I'm just trying to figure out what I was lying about. Was I lying about you doxing your subs and your moderators? Well, that's interesting, because then I shouldn't have been able to produce receipts to prove that you were doing that. Was I lying about you doxing other content creators when they wouldn't have some blind allegiance to you and Taz? Well, then I shouldn't have been able to produce receipts to prove that that's what you were doing. Was I lying about China White spending months talking shit about you and Taz? Was I lying about China White feeding rude information the entire time to help him attack you and Taz's platform? Well, then I shouldn't have been able to produce receipts. Instead of you all getting on panels and deflecting, what your audience should have did is apply pressure to you to produce a receipt to prove that what I was saying was a lie. Instead, they allowed you to get up there and entertain them, talking about my wig, bitch, my wigs, my weave, my makeup, and my filters ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with what the fuck is on this screen. Is that filter? I'm sorry. Is that filter? Am I using a filter for this payday loan scam that you all were pulling? Is that filter? Can you see that clearly? What the fuck does my makeup? What the fuck does my wig? What the fuck does being behind a black screen? What the fuck does the fact that I have 7 children have to do with what we're seeing on this screen? Fuck your deflecting, bitch. Fuck your beefing, bitch. How about receipt dropping? How about that part? That's the type of war we're going to have, bitch, that I'm going to have with you. I'm not here for your entertainment, ho. Same loan company, y'all. Same process. Ducking and dodging service. Right? Mm-hmm. Summons not served by special server. And why is that? Well, the summons wasn't served because the address and the information that you provided at the time that you applied for the loan was false. So again, at what point does your skills as a professional certified personal accountant begin to kick in? You don't see any of this as damaging to the both of you all's credit? Why didn't you take out an equity loan on your home? You know, the properties that you own. Why don't you take out a second mortgage? Were your tenants delinquent in their rent? Is that the reason why? Black folks got to stop falling for well-spoken con men. And that's just the fact of the matter. Now, you remember the second company, right, that they went to, Brothers Financial Loaning Company, right? That was the loan that Nylah went. That was the loan company that Nylah went to. Well, let's look at this. Give me 1 second. Moved a lot of these, so they're not necessarily in order. Let's pop open some of these at one time. Okay, let's see. I think there's another folder. But a lot of times you have to wonder, that just started, is that something Nylah just started? No. This are people that them flim flamming a bunch of bullshit. Now, when this loads up, give me a second. Now, when Suge said, I'll pull up the second loan from Tez. I have to find it. I think it's in a different folder. When Suge said they were being evicted when they were in Chicago, was that a lie? No, it wasn't. This is all during the same year that they're up here on YouTube fucking with people, talking about people, talking down to people. When he said that they were being evicted from Chicago, so I'm just trying to figure out, where was the lie? They were lying homeless. So, and then they turn around and try to turn around and say they're poverty shaming. No, bitch, you were the one that was up here talking about people. I'm not the goddamn one that put this information out about you. The information was already out here about you. I just didn't believe it because I took your word for it, that it was inaccurate, only to find out it was. Sometimes you can be guilty of a person, if you riding with a person, you don't even care so much to see what the other party, what their op is saying about them, because you believe their op is doing everything that they're doing because they clout chasing, because they hating. For me to find out this type of shit, this bitch actually expected, once she's exposed, from come out here and to continue and to basically her, to continue to ride for her and lie for her, as if I knew this shit. Like I didn't know that she had surgery. The surgery wasn't even the big deal. The big deal was the fact that the bitch that you borrowed the money off of, or that you attempted to borrow from, exposed you and told people that you preyed on her, that you lied to her about having a terminal illness, and that you asked her for over $8,000 to have a life. Yeah, it was going to be a life-changing surgery. It was 360-degree liposuction with ass injections. That was the life-changing surgery. Not succodosis. How the fuck do you have succodosis? And Taz is a chronic weed smoker and a chronic cigarette smoker. He's smoking on live streams with you right there. So a lot of times these people expect this, and they do have, I guess they do support it or willing to do that. That Taz had. Listen, y'all, this is the thing that she was telling everybody about her, right? This provider, uh-huh, provider, and other stuff. Was that the first event? Out patterns. I said you can give a person a pass when you see one instance of something happen, but when she happens again and again, and again, I'm saying, got it. I, now, was it an isolated incident? Well, no. This is her provider here getting evicted with his fucking son. So for a time, his son apparently did go to live with them in Chicago, and you couldn't even keep that. It's working real bad. Hold on, let me refresh. Yeah, that's whatever reason that keeps on doing it. Give me a second. Let me refresh. So yeah, okay. So that was actually, that's the dude. that she's claiming is that's the duty she's claiming is the provider. Okay? The provider and the protector. Now, as I said, is that isolated incident? Well, no, it's not. Because the fact of the matter is he also got evicted with his son 2 years prior to that. So if you didn't learn anything from this is the second instance. So here it is, you have a minor child. Now, what she told people was that Taz had had the same job and was in a union and had been in the same job for 20 years. What she told people was that Taz worked with special needs children, which based on his record, is just not possible. It's just not possible. Who was going to allow you to work with special needs children with the kidnapping on your record? When he was called out about the kidnapping, he said that he had kidnapped 2 Caucasian men, which doesn't make logical sense because there were domestic violence related charges connected to that kidnapping. A part of the expose, when Floyd Hoyt came from somebody that had been knowing them for 7 or 8 years. He was the one who obtained the text messages because he reached out to one of the women that he had been recruited as a flying monkey, believing that the woman was hating and that the woman was jealous. That's a theme. That's not some isolated incident. That's some shit Nyla's been doing since Facebook. When they recruit their flying monkeys, this person is only doing this because they're jealous, because they're a hater, and he was apologizing to the woman. And there, the text message is with the woman saying, that she wasn't as popular, so nobody believed that she was telling the truth, and that she had to file a dispute with her credit card company to get her fucking money back. Why? Because Nylah was scamming bitches out of wigs. Bayou Bunny was also somebody who said that she had purchased a wig from Nylah, and after a month or so, she had not received her wig. Nylah ultimately had to refund the money back after she had to ask her for her money more than once. And there was always some excuse. So instead of you walking and worrying about my lace fronts, why don't you worry about the lace fronts of the bald bitches that you left blowing in the Chicago wind? Why are you concerned about what's under my wig and my lace front when you owe bitches lace fronts? That's what you should be concerned about, ma'am. Not my lace front. I paid for mine. I didn't scam anybody to get money to pay for my lace front. I didn't leave bitches shivering in Chicago waiting for a wig delivery. You did, bitch. But you're concerned about my wig and what I wear on my head. And you already know those horrific pictures are going to come out, since you bitches like to pass around pictures of me and my goddamn family members. You already know what photo spread I have so that I can show people what you look like without a filter on. And although you've been denying that mug shot that Suge put out was in fact you, it's you, bitch. Queen Catfish. And I've been up here for almost 2 hours. So I actually think that's what I'm going to close out on. And y'all, I really don't these bitches are just like old news to me. Okay? There's nothing about these bitches that intimidates me. But for the new people, I've already been down this road with these bitches. went to war with these bitches and exposed these fake ass bitches and proved that I was telling the truth. Okay. That I'm under no obligation when I find out that you're lying, scamming people, that you are a scammer, that you have a history of being a goddamn scammer, that you're being sued by somebody who used to be a moderator on your channel because you saw them in another content creator's chat room. So therefore, you thought it was perfectly legal for you to break a legal contract because you were in your fucking feelings. Okay. And you have yet to accept service. Here's the interesting thing. Have you accepted service from people that is a frivolous lawsuit? Why, if it's a frivolous lawsuit, Nylah, why haven't you accepted service for it? Why are you ducking and dodging service for what you know to be a frivolous lawsuit? That makes no fucking sense. Well, I'll tell you why you're ducking service for it, Nylah. You're ducking service for the same goddamn reason why you're ducking service for all of those other lawsuits. Because you don't intend to pay, and you never did. You didn't have any intention to pay, which is just the fact of the goddamn matter. Okay? So you do whatever games you want, and I have it even too. Once I find which folder, that's why I set up a lot of those old, especially the live stream around Chris, that goes into detail. Tez's domestic violence history, okay, and his projection of me. He actually is the drug mule, and you have a conviction for it. That's actually what you went to for being the drug mule. So every goddamn people, projection. They project who they are. They project what they are onto other goddamn people. Hold on. I think I may have to actually need to damn restart my computer. It's moving like mud. I need to close out too. I just want to show you something. I called myself cleaning out my cleaning out a lot of my files and moving a lot of stuff around. Hold on, because that's a part of the reason why. This desktop. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get to these pictures of the Queen Nylah. That's such beauty queen in her avatar picture. I keep telling y'all, don't let these avatar pictures fool you in the same shit they tell you about other people using filters in their videos and shit like that. These bitches do the same because all of their goddamn pictures aren't the same either. It's a picture that they have the opportunity to basically stage or set everything perfectly for, but they're talking shit about other fucking people. Now, if you're not talking shit about other people and what they look like, that's one thing. You are. That's a goddamn problem. Hold on. The fuck. I have tried to get rid of some of these images because y'all, 'cause I have so much stuff on my so much shit on my desktop. Sometimes like the folders confused of exactly where I have certain stuff at. And it's really when you got a lot of images and stuff like that, when you start to run out of storage on your computer, it starts to run. It literally moves like fucking mud when you certain files and shit like that. Hold on. I hate to have the dead error. But, and again, y'all, this stuff is going to be on my makeup channel, my Cookie Monster the Rockstar Cookie Monster channel. It's not going to be left on my main channel. So those of you that I'll go right to that channel. It's moving extremely so slow. I'm sorry. Well, I apologize to y'all, but it's just moving extremely slow. It's taking a long time for these images to load up. It's annoying, but I can't make it load up any faster than what it's actually going. Because it's not just, if it was just pictures, I think a part of the problem is it's not just pictures, it's actually videos in the it's actually videos with the photographs and the gifts as well. So some of that shit is very pick heavy. And again, for anybody, for those people that are genuinely interested in here and seeing the receipts and seeing the truth, all of that stuff is going to be premiered on the Nubian Narcissist Nemesis channel. Okay, so I'm not about to go back through all of that stuff all over again. If it comes to a new receipt, as far as the receipts I'm going to show, it'll be receipts that I haven't shown before. I'm not going back through all of that shit. To have people get up there and see you put the goddamn receipts. They're looking at the receipts, okay, but still believing the bullshit. Okay. And then the other thing that they do is they'll hold you to a higher standard. You have to verify everything. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is it doesn't matter what the fuck it is that you're talking about. They don't believe nothing that you say. You got to pull out document after document after document. But these motherfuckers, the same people that are accusing you of shit, slandering you, they will never show you a fucking receipt, okay, to substantiate. Here we go. They will never, okay, show you a fucking receipt. Shit, right? You, Yeah, it's insulting because it's an insult to their audience. But they've gotten up here and have, and the audience has been to it, require them to any goddamn thing. Why would they? Why would they? They shit, right? I'll go to sleep. I'm going to go to sleep shortly. Morning, I'll go through the Vegas receipts, and how about that part? Um, here we go. It's doing it with this. This has to hold on, y'all. Y'all, I think when I go live tomorrow, I'm going to be going live from Zoom, and I'm going to try to do it through my Nubian Narcissist Nemesis channel to see if it's a difference. Because I'm about, again, the signal is coming in and out, but it's not that low. I may have to restart my computer because I've been deleting a lot of stuff. I may just need to refresh it. Give me a second. Okay. Hold on. That's why I said a lot of times when these chicks start critiquing your wigs and shit like that, and they're talking about what you look like behind the black screen, y'all invest too much in those avatar pictures. Because behind the avatar, a lot of times the bitches that are talking shit about you look like this without no filters when they haven't had an opportunity to stage everything perfectly, and a motherfucker catch them off guard and take a picture. Okay? That's Nylah says, minus the filters. And take a look at the wig. This is the bitch that has so much to say about people's looks, though. This is the bitch that's the certified accountant that has the man that look at the way she's dressed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Explain that. Listen, these are the bitches that critique your clothes. That's why I tell you to stop paying and stop worrying so much about the shit that these bitches talk. Because that's all they doing is talking. That is, Nylah says, when I was sent the screenshot of being on apparently 7 Stars platform, I didn't watch the live stream. That's Nylah says. As of 2019. Y'all keep letting motherfuckers fool y'all with them avatar pictures and the filtered videos that the fuck you want to. And she know I got other pictures of the bitch, okay? This whole know I got video of her without the motherfucking filter. You want to see her fucking camera slip? Okay? I'm going to show you Nylah says camera slip. And see how the fuck she like it. Right, bitch? You look like a bitch that would be with Taz. But I need you to explain, Miss Fashionista. Look at that wig, y'all. These are the bitches that talk about other bitches with no parking space. I need you to explain for us, you beautiful fashionista. Explain for us what you call this vainglorious ensemble you have on, bitch. Listen, it looks like a bitch with again, bitch. It looks like an outfit that you purchased from some motherfucking Arabs on the side of the road that sell chicken, the same place you purchased that wig. I'm going to need you bitches to stop buying your fucking wigs and your outfits from them goddamn Arabs that sell chicken and gas. Okay? Period. Girl. I don't know whether she just wanted to play victim or what the fuck her motherfucking issue was. Let me show you this catfishing, photoshopping bitch. Because this is the Nylah says that y'all seen on the community tab. And then show you what the bitch looked like before Photoshop. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Right? That's after Photoshop. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. The bitch got on chipped nails. The bitch fingernail polish is chipped. And your nails is dirty as shit, bitch. It looked like you was digging in your ass before you took this picture, bitch. Period. That's dirt under her. It ain't shit. I'm sick and tired of y'all bitches claiming that I Photoshop your shit. No, bitch. You Photoshop this shit and put it on your community tab, bitch. Okay? That's the Photoshop pic. Now let's show the real picture. That's the real picture, bitch. You are queen goddamn catfish, bitch. And we know it's the same picture, ho, right? Because you got the same motherfucking outfit on, bitch. They be getting these dumb niggas. Gather around. Magic trick, everybody. Magic trick. Hey, Miss Ryax. These bitches is performing sorcery, but you talking about my makeup. You talking about my makeup, bitch, and I want to know how you make yourself look 100 pounds lighter than what the fuck you 100 pounds lighter than what the fuck you really are, bitch. You over there engaging in black magic and motherfucking sorcery for your pictures and your videos, but y'all hoes stay talking about me. Then look at the next picture. Okay? This is the sorcery. Okay? And yes, there is that bitch in that mugshot on Suge's channel. You can see it's the same goddamn person. That's why Suge calls her the weave thief. Okay? Because she left them bald head bitches shivering in Chicago when she took their money and got the fuck on about her business. She took their money and eased on down the motherfucking road. And they ain't seen hide nor hair of that bitch or they lace from wig since. And the folks that they knew from Facebook came over here and said as much. I'm waiting for the lie, bitch. I made them folks come over here, and I don't pay motherfuckers for interviews. They sought me out, came over here to my channel, and exposed your ass. Q the General, somebody, as Taz was on his way to see the love of his life, he had a tire blowout. The nigga didn't know how to change a tire. The niggas in the Facebook group had to tell him to change the tire. And guess what? When his car broke down, driving from Ohio, Lima, Ohio, to motherfucking Chicago, he had to go into the Facebook group, and the people in the Facebook group donated the money for him to get the car fixed because he didn't fucking have it. His car broke down on his way to see this bitch. I'm trying to understand why a man that had been working for 20 years and had a union job and things, I'm trying to understand how did he end up on the side of a road, not knowing how to change a motherfucking tire and didn't have the goddamn money in a bank account. He had to go cry to the people in the Facebook group, among who one of those people was Q the General, who gave the nigga the money. I didn't know nothing about that story. The motherfucker that helped him with the money and taught him and showed him how to change the tire came to my platform and told that story. That was another one of your people that you doxed. That wasn't my folks. That was your people. And why did you dox him? Well, because he was over there supporting Obsidian. And those people had rejected Taz. It's a very, very deep rabbit hole. And it's not something that could, you could break down in a matter of a live stream. And what did this broad do? When I started producing receipts, her, Claudiva, Suey, and the rest of their little clique got together and flagged my channel to prevent people from being able to say, well, wait a minute, well, what happened back then? Had they not done that, those receipts would have been there. I wouldn't have to premiere anything. They did that to prevent people from finding out the truth. I can pull up and show you where between Nylah and China White, I got 20 fucking privacy complaints. And guess what? No privacy. It wasn't a violation of privacy. It was me showing text messages. And these bitches were flagging the videos for privacy violations, even though no government name was shown. No photograph that wasn't public was shown. But they were flagging the videos for privacy complaints. And all of a sudden, after they flagged my channel, where I had been exposing their asses from April the 1st all the way up until June, suddenly they're ready to start producing receipts. Receipts to this day that I still haven't seen. Because I know what the receipts are. I'm the other holder of the receipts. And if you're talking about a person that can create documents for you to be able to dupe a payday loan company, if people are going back finding Facebook posts of Taz where he's talking about creating documents on Facebook years and years ago, why the fuck would I take your word for a receipt that you produce? The people that were here that know the truth, that's why they didn't buy into the receipt bullshit, because they knew it was bullshit. I didn't produce any redacted receipts. I didn't blot out information and put a receipt out. I put the whole thing out. If I said something, I said it. If it happened, it happened. I'm not going to try to conceal what I said or what I did and show you everything somebody else said. I'm seriously thinking tomorrow, because that phone conversation, that first phone conversation that I recorded was 3 hours long. I'm really seriously thinking about going live, turning this motherfucker on, turning my microphone all the way up, and allowing that phone call to play in its entirety. So that way you can hear Taz in the back. You can hear the whole context of the conversation, because quite frankly, I'm over the bullshit. This bitch has had all this time. Mind you, no lies have been told on this bitch. But that's how butthurt these bitches are. If your truth or you standing for something interferes with this little online facade that they fucking create, this little online fantasy in their minds, these chicks don't operate in reality. These bitches don't even go outside. If they go outside, they're going outside and they're coming right back in the house. They're going to buy the basic essentials and coming back in the house, and it don't have shit to do with COVID. These are bitches that literally do not have a life outside of this platform. They do nothing from sun up to sundown. And I have a serious pet peeve about that. I don't want bitches sending me links all day long. I don't like that. If it's meant for me to hear something, I'll hear it. If it's meant for me to see something, I'll see it. If I'm subscribed to the person, I'll see it. I'll hear it. If it's something, is it a matter of life or death? Is it something that serious or that detrimental that I need to see it? Other than that, it's just a bitch that's talking. Not one lie was told on this bitch. Not one. Am I lying about her having cosmetic surgery? Her audience and the people in the sector already knows that she lied about it and said that she didn't have surgery. She lied about it for a fucking year. Like these broads, I told you from the time they opened their motherfucking eyeballs. It's YouTube, 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 YouTube. They made fun of me because I said, you can't even have a conversation with these chicks about anything else. No, nobody's asking them to talk about their families. Talk about something else outside of fucking YouTube. Don't you know anything outside of YouTube? No, they don't. It's their everything. And they're willing to go to all type of extremes. No, no, no. It's not just about money. Okay? Everybody knows you can get up here, drag. Nobody's confused. It is not just about the money. It's not just about their business or their brand. Because if it's about their business or their brand, not be entangled in all of this bullshit. It would blemish their brand to be engaged in the type of shit that these bitches are doing. What type of brand or business owner are you and you're doxing people? That doesn't tarnish your brand in some shape, form, or fashion? This bitch got up here and told people, I never doxed anybody. I dropped receipts to prove the bitch. No, she doxed a lot of bodies. She doxed a lot of bodies. Her response to me telling her that JV had told me that yes, she did put Uppity Unicorn's nudes out. Yes, she did have surgery. And that you did leave owing the landlord in Mexico money, among other things. Her response was to dox her. What the fuck does that have to do with anything that she just said? Anything that I was told? Everything that you lied to me about, what does that have to do with it? On top of that, a week or so prior, you had just given the name of an alleged rape victim to Super Sly, and then lied about it. I watched you do it in the chat room. I confronted you about it when you did it and showed the proof that I confronted you about it, about giving up the woman's name. That was all the confirmation I needed. It's not that I wasn't questioning that, but that was all the confirmation I needed. This bitch didn't give a fuck about Black women. Everything was about clout and what she could do, what was the most salacious, juicy story she could put out. Her and Taz were behind the false narrative that there was something sexual going on between me and Suge. The same thing that they're doing with Seven and other content creators, they did the same fucking thing with Claudiva. That's how me and Claudiva fell out. Because they went over there to Claudiva's platform, Claudiva being the clout chasing bitch that she is. They went over there to get access to her audience because nobody was going to their chat room anymore. Because they had been exposed. Everybody had realized they had lied. They had seen that they were doxing their subs. That they were nothing of what they pretended to be. And that they had pretty much lied to everybody. So they went to Claudiva's platform and put out the narrative that there was something going on sexual between me and Suge. So they are the ones that can't move on. They are the ones that continue to come over here and poke and poke and poke and poke. Every time I get into an argument with somebody, they don't end up on their platform or end up in their chat room by accident. I have moved on. They have not. My truth, or me standing in my truth, or standing for something, interferes with their online facade and persona. That's only a figment of their imagination that they created. Maybe in her mind, she's this successful entrepreneur. I've never known a certified personal accountant to sell and make wigs. Well, which one is it, bitch? Where did you get time being a certified personal accountant, working for all of these important firms? Where did you ever get time to learn how to make motherfucking wigs? And when motherfuckers got into your old Instagram, like, girl, y'all, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'll be live sometime tomorrow. I'm still premiering all of these old streams. Ain't nobody going back, reliving that old shit again. I'm going to premiere all of that shit on my backup channel. Anybody that's genuinely interested in the truth and genuinely interested in seeing the receipts are going to be out there. Okay? So, that's the reason why the bitch is bothered. Okay? Because she was popped. Her whole online persona. Her and her man. So he ain't no motherfucking body that should be running around this motherfucker speaking on shit that's going on with him and Polite. That's going on with Polite. It's not that people shouldn't cover the story. It's just that those motherfuckers aren't no advocates for no goddamn teenage girls. Sorry, not sorry. When Taz's son was dealing with the accusation of sexual assault, Taz was running around motherfucking YouTube, stalking and harassing people on fucking YouTube. Him and fucking Nylah both. And it's interesting. They can travel to Florida to give commentary on Brother Polite, but he couldn't travel his ass to Ohio to help the mother of his child raise his son when his son was out of control. That's the type of shit that I'll be talking about. All right, y'all. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry for smacking in your ear. I'm going to bed. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. Okay? I'm going to leave this up. Hold on. Let's see something. This is going to be on. I'm going to give you the link to the channel that this is going to be on. The stream is going to be on. The chat is not going to be on that channel. I'm letting you guys know that in advance. Give me 1 second. This is the channel. Thank you, Miles. Hey, beautiful soul. This is the channel that is going to be on. If you care to watch if you care to red ball back and watch, I'm going to delete. Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Miles, for holding down the channel. I'm a little tired, y'all. So, again, the premiere is going on the by the time I wake up, the premiere for that, I'll be doing another premiere because that one will be over. Okay, I'm going to remove this stream from the Nubian Narcissistic Abuse ICU. Okay, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.